Ever wonder what sets the winners apart from the losers? And what does it really mean to be a winner? My name is Federico, and I'm a young, successful entrepreneur passionate about sports, business, mindset, and real estate. If you are just like me and you want to crack the code to victory, then Winning Ways podcast is made for you. Yo, welcome back to Winning Ways with Fred. My name is Federico and I'm your host. Guys, we're back for episode 3 with my dog, Austin. How are you, bro?
What's up, everyone? Thanks for having me back, guys.
Bro, everybody's excited to listen to episode 3. Been getting great feedback and I'm pumped. Today, we're going to start off and we're piggybacking off last week's talk. We cut it off. There's more to it, but what we wanted to talk about is college and how we both went to Florida State. And there's this perception that you have a million friends, and then once you graduate, you have like 3 or 4. And we were talking about it like prior to starting the show. It's like at that stage in life when you're young, you give a fuck about what people think about you a lot. It's like everything you do is based on like popularity and getting friends and all that. Then you graduate, it's like, dude, why did I give a fuck? So let's touch on that, bro. Why is it so prevalent to give a fuck about people in college, and then once you graduate, you're like,
That's honestly, I've been looking forward to this topic because at Florida State, knowing my stature and my situation, there was not that many dwarves in wheelchairs. I can tell you that everywhere I go, there's not too many dwarves in wheelchairs.
yeah,
And when I first got there, I was pretty terrified. Only had a select few people that started branching out. Fast forward like 2 years, I walk out, and everyone's like, Austin, Austin, Austin. I'm like, hi, hi. And fun story about it, I just remember meeting all these girls at the bar. Literally would be like, hey, I'm Deborah. Hey, I'm Melody. Hey. I'm just like, what's up? What's up? What's up? Get a little swilly with them. Literally, next day happens. Like, next time I see them at the bar, they're like, hey. I'm like, and my number one thing is like, hey, I'm Austin. Nice to meet you. And I can't tell you, I've no on the top of my hand, I've been slapped in the face like 3 times for
yeah,
like, you don't know my name, you don't know that. But it's like the same thing that people at Florida State is everyone wants to be the fraternity sorority. Everyone wants to be that cool kid on campus. Everything's pretty much portrayed just like the movies. If you're in a frat, you're cool. If you're not, you're kind of like a little weirdo. And honestly, man, if I could if I could rewind, I would just use my energy so much more into better things than worrying about anything about friends and all this stuff. Because in Tallahassee, you could be the coolest person in the world, but the
yeah,
second you cross that stage, none of that matters. Like
at all.
at all. Like you could be friends with every single person. You could be friends with bartenders. You could be the shit when you're in college. Like when people think you're literally the coolest person getting free drinks, throwing the best parties, but you could be a loser the second you leave Tallahassee.
Dude, and I think that happens a bunch. I want to say to everybody, but those people that get that status of popularity and tally, it's like you graduated, now you you fiend for that, like that people wanting you, saying hi, and like just craving that acceptance and that popularity. And that's not really how you're gonna succeed in life after college, at least.
You're not gonna succeed at anything of trying to just be the man at everything, trying to be the person that you're everyone's trying to fake it till they make it in Tallahassee, and you don't know who your core friends are. You don't know who they are. And like I said, when I was in Tallahassee and I was in a fraternity and all that stuff, it was cool during my time at Florida State. And then halfway through it, I like matured and realized I was like, these guys like they're my friends, but like I wouldn't call them if I was need to be like emergency surgery, drive me across the country type of thing.
Did you
And
ever, bro? Let me ask you this. Sorry to interrupt, but like,
no, you're good.
did you ever feel like people were coming up to you trying to like be cool with you just because of like, oh my god, everybody knows Austin now?
Yeah, all the time. All the time. Like if everyone was trying to be cool with me and try to be like, hey, I'm this person, like, can you like help me do this? Like, oh, you're on the football team, you know this person, can like you help me get some like tickets or stuff. I'm like, yeah, cool. Like remind me
Again,
to never talk to you again.
yeah, get the fuck out of here. Nah,
And
bro,
they
I
would
can't
they would do it
imagine.
at like standard. Like all these people at standard would come up to me. I'm like, dude, like I'm just like you. I'm here to get hammered, have fun, talk to people, not trying to have like a business deal. Like I got Instagram, I got like I'm on campus, like come up to me and talk to me kind of thing. And
Yeah.
like people are always just trying to cloud chase. Like like the number one thing was pictures. Everyone wanted to take a picture with me, and I was just like,
I saw a story of you every weekend,
yeah,
from
that's
different
what I'm
people
saying. And
every
it
week.
like I was to me, I was like, I'm not gonna say no. Like I'm not like an asshole and like nobody like I was like, but for what? Like I never see these pictures. Like you're posted on like a cloud, like, oh cool. And
Yeah,
like to me it was just like, all right, like unless it was like something freaking hilarious, like we're like all dressed up or something, or like
yeah,
we look swag as hell, like I'm just trying to enjoy my life, man. Like just
yeah,
let me be kind of thing. And
yeah.
that was the biggest thing about Florida State, and that I kind of realized was just like, look, that everyone wants something in this world, and they'll use people to get it no matter what.
A fact, bro. And that was obviously, it was impossible to not know who you were. I knew about you in college. I saw you in standard.
Yeah.
We went out, bro. We're always partying, right? But that's how I felt about it. I was like, I didn't know you. I'd like to know you. What the fuck am I gonna go tell you in standard? Like,
No.
yo, like, so that's why I never fucking went after it, bro. And in college it's very clicky. Like, you got your boys here, like you got the finals,
Yeah.
the pikes, the delts, the 5-6, whatever. So I was just like,
And
whatever.
that's another thing that drove me nuts in college is I was friends with everybody.
Yeah,
Like literally, like I could give a shit if you were a GDI, a Pike,
yeah.
a freaking fuck, what was a
Delta.
weird no, there was, I'm thinking of that weird fraternity that like no one fucked with, but like
Fiji.
Fiji, yeah. Like if I was like, if Fiji, like I'm talking like I was friends with anybody. If you're a cool
Yeah,
person, I would give you a conversation. There's some people in fraternity, it's like can't talk to that person. They're like it was like Game of Thrones style. It's like this is my house. You talk to the other house like you're the enemy. I'm like, bro, like I grew up with this kid. Like I don't give a fuck if he has 3 letters on his chest or like on his polo. Like he's my dog. Like don't tell me what I can't do. And like that's when I like literally was like, fuck this fraternity life. Like that was cool, but like I'm boys with everyone. Like don't you can't tell me who I can or can't hang out with.
yeah, bro. But what you said in the beginning of the conversation was spot on. Like, I remember the first time I went out in Tally, I met a couple girls. Every single one of them. What fraternity are you in? What fraternity are you in? Like, what frat are you in? And it's like, well, I'm in none. Oh, all right, then I'll talk to you later. Like, what? Like, what does that have to do with anything? And so there
it's
you go. I joined the freaking frat because of that.
it's lit, but like at the same time, like like when you're young, you want to feel included, you want to feel all this stuff. I did it. I was like I loved pledging, I loved doing all this stuff, and then like I the high ran out, and I was like this is stupid. Like it's not like it was cool, but like it was like people within fraternities were fighting each other. I was like, this ain't no brotherhood. Like this is all like just testosterone out the roof of just people trying to flex to say they fucked this girl or did something like
That's all it
on
is.
this formal. And I'm like, dude, like no one here is keeping tally of anything besides yourself. And I kind of was just like, yeah, no. So I like never quit Fido, but I stopped paying dues. I stopped
Yeah.
like gumming around the house. And I was just like, I chilled with the people in their rooms at the house, but like didn't really give a shit about like anything about it. Cause I was like, this isn't for me. Like I'm a social butterfly, and you guys aren't letting me fly.
Yeah. Bro, but I'd go as far as to say that that experience of you going through that led you to the
It was
mindset you're in now. That, and me
Oh,
too.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like when I first got involved, I pretty much was told they're gonna haze the shit out of you. Like you're like my parents are like you're like I'm like I want that. Like I don't
Yeah.
I want like what all my like friends are gonna go through because like
Yeah.
I ain't a bitch. Like I want to be treated just like everyone else. And that was one of the main reasons why I joined $5 because they had an elevator. They had someone in a wheelchair. I was like, this guy could do it. I could do it.
Yeah.
Like and like so I did it and I became like the secretary for like the pledge class or something like that. And I loved it. I was embedded in it. I like probably put more hours into that than school. But like it was definitely a life experience that was like the craziest 6 months of my life, but something that I needed because it like push started me to time management because I had to still do school, still do stuff with that, and then still manage doing like stuff late at night. And like I was like a zombie, but I still got my stuff done. But it
Yeah,
was stuff like that where you're just like thrown into a fire and you come out without any fire on your body.
bro.
Like, and I love those situations.
Bro, if you graduate from a party school, especially from Florida State, you're a badass. Because if you're
Yeah.
able to, manage partying and graduating at the same time, especially like our lives, bro. We're both in fraternities. We're both out pretty much Monday through freaking Saturday, and
Yeah,
Sunday
no.
school parties. Like it took a toll on me, man.
And like you look at it compared to now, then and now, you walk out to Tally with like $100 for like a night, you are probably never gonna run out of money. You go to Tally, it's like $5 drinks, like all this stuff. Like you get hammered for pretty much less than $50.
Bro, I'll make a great comparison. With $100 in Tallahassee, you could go out and get laid. In Miami, you go with $100, bro, and that won't even pay for the valet. Like,
Yeah, nah, that's
like,
spot on.
bro, it is, man. Like in Miami, you need a couple thousand. It's that's bro. Let's transition to that because Florida State is a fake world, not fake world. It's like Disneyland for kids. And then you graduate, you move on, and then I'm in Miami right now, and you see it too. I'm not part of that life, but you see the people that are doing the same thing, going to this restaurant on Tuesday nights where they're DJing, Saturday night happy hour. They're living that same college life.
Yeah, I did it when I first moved there, man. Like it's people that I feel like they need to be socially accepted with the city, like people that they're surrounded, that they deal with so much inner anxiety of fear of missing out that like that's the number one thing I realized in Tallahassee and still in Miami. Like people are like, damn, I can't go to Rolling Loud. I don't really want to go, but like the snaps are gonna be sick. Like I need to go get that shot. I'm like, did you just hear yourself? Like,
No,
did you just like say that out loud? Did you need to say that? And
no.
they're like, yeah, but like everyone's gonna be there. I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, what other people think? Like, what other like? And that was the number one thing that FSU taught me. It was like everyone wants something of you, but if you're just your authentic self, you'll succeed in life.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. And that goes back to what we were talking about last show, man. You just need three badass motherfuckers to take over a whole country. And that there it goes too. It's like surrounding yourself with the right people, man. Because that fear of missing out is because your best friend is out doing that shit every weekend and you're hanging out with those people. What if your friends of groups each Saturday and Sunday got together, ate dinner, and pitched each other's ideas on how to build a company, how to create a charity, how to help humanity? Bro,
Those are the people you want to be around.
yeah,
Like that's your hunger circle that is going to take your idea, tell you everything bad about it so you can go back to the drawing board to get it back going, and they'll be real with you. Because the number one thing that I realized about Florida State and still Miami, mostly Miami, is there's some so fake people that just fake it till they make it.
yeah.
Like they would rather, instead of putting a mortgage down on like an apartment or a house, they'll rent out Lambo for 2 months just to drive around Collins or somewhere down there just to show that they have it. And like you think to yourself, like, yeah, you're hot shit, but like, dude, you could have actually owned a home, have some like actual monetary value of stuff that can bring your life success, happiness, and more than just the thrill.
Yeah, bro. I'm all about that, man. And I'm all about treating yourself and feeling good about yourself, treating yourself, all of that, but in a timely manner, right? Like, dude, I like a percentage of your income goes like I'm very organized, very strict in like my investments, my money. Like it's
Mhm.
based on the money I make, a percentage goes towards certain things. I allocate it correctly.
That's exactly that's how everyone should be, man. You get a paycheck and you have your percentages of X goes to this, Y goes to
Yeah,
this, Z goes to savings, X goes to
yeah,
investments, C goes to food and dining, like
correct.
stuff like that.
I try to budget, but my mindset always is to try to make as much money as possible. Like that to me is everything. Like I'd rather try to make as much money as possible, wake up at fucking 4 in the morning and like grind my life away and not have to worry about little expenses, which I still do, of course. But the
Yeah.
more money you make, those expenses kind of it's like that Grant Cardone, bro. I don't know if you follow Grant Cardone a lot, bro. He shits on the Millionaire Next Door book because he's like, bro, the Millionaire Next Door drives used cars or whatever. I'm not trying to be like that. I'm trying to own a fucking sports team. I'm trying to fly a jet. I'm trying to freaking be on a helicopter. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm
Yeah.
trying to be.
Like you don't You want to be more than all right. Like you want to get to the point where you could go be like, yeah, you want to go to London? Let's go. Like there's not like we got to save, do this. Like we only could go on a trip once a year. Like you want that, and especially like in 10 years from our lives, like you want to be able to give the our kids like literally whatever the hell they want in this world. Not like spoil them, but like take them to Disneyland and not have the financial burden of that's gonna affect me for the next 2 years or stuff like that. Like you gotta like allocate yourself, but when you're allocating for yourself, you're making yourself better because you're preparing for the end game of adulthood,
Yeah.
of everything.
Let me ask you this, bro. So for those that don't know, well, I did say in the first episode, Austin and I sent him a message a couple weeks back to do the show. I knew him in college, didn't really know each other, but I knew about him. But that's why I'm asking this because I don't know his family. But when you were growing up, did your parents like struggle in that sense? Let's say like to go to Disney, like turn off the lights, all that
Not
stuff.
essentially. My mom is a badass. She's always been in the like childhood toy industry.
Okay,
So she traveled 130 nights a year. Like literally, like I rarely like
it's almost
saw
half
my
the
mom.
year. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
no, like she was gone Monday through Thursday and was there for the weekends essentially. Different cities pitching Costco, Amazon, QVC, and she was a baller. So I was never deprived of money, but I was deprived of time. So like my mom's like I was with like because I have a 2.5 year old sister,
Yeah.
older than not two like she's 30 and I'm 28, and we're just like chilling and like it was always a caretaker taking care of us. Like dad was working, but it was always like why is mom like traveling so much? But she was hustling, man. Like I entered for a company one summer, sat down in a couple pitch meetings, and I'm like all right, it makes sense to do what you do. So I never struggled financially per se, but it was more of allocation of their time.
Okay, I get that. I get that. I've seen for me, it was more wouldn't say I struggled with my parents struggled with money, but it was tight. Like
Hmm.
it was always tight. Like taking a trip was always tight. It was like figuring out budgeting. It was never like that. Like, all right, we're gonna take a trip. Middle class, bro. I had a great bro. Bringing my parents are great. I love them. Like they're my motivation every day. But I
Exactly.
ask you that because for example, my big why as to why I do this. I mean, it's beyond them, but like a big anchor for me is them. Like for me, is like that mindset where it's like in 5 years, I don't want them to work. I want them to be under my bankroll, have them paycheck,
Yeah.
let them do whatever the fuck they want as they
Say
help me. That's my why. That's why I was asking you.
that no, that's to me is my mom has been the biggest advocate for me ever since I got paralyzed. She was just like there for me. She was always helpful. She was always doing things for me. And she still works to this day. She's been working
Yeah.
since I was a kid. So my goal is when I used to live in LA, and my why is we had this apartment, not an apartment, but like this like townhome that over is a beautiful townhome up in the hills and everything. She said like I want this one day. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, I'm gonna get that for you. She's like, ha ha ha. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get that for you. Don't you sweat. And like, that's my why. I want to. And my dad writes books. He like wants to get like published and do some stuff. I'm like, you guys did so much for me that it's my turn to give back. Like, and that's my outlook on life. And this charity shirt that I'm wearing, Style Saves. I worked down there for last year was year 5, but like I don't get a cent from them. So many people in this world help me on a daily basis, whether it's opening a door, help me get my shoes on, help me put something in an oven, take stuff out of the laundry, like stuff like that, like stuff that is so minuscule that it doesn't bother someone. But for me, like when I have an opportunity to get my hands dirty to help someone else, I'll do it 10 out of 10 times.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, guys. Kind of goes to show you that perspective. It's like for you or for me, the everyday things of like putting my socks on, getting things from the oven, nonsense. And yeah, if you, bro, it's like, dude, that's everything.
Yeah, no, it's
Impactful.
everything, and like it's one of those things where you can't necessarily do it, but you got to keep the right people around your good friends. Like, there's a lot of people that say it would help you, but when shit hits the fan, are they still there? And the people that are still there, you gotta you gotta treat them like royalty because the people that are still there know that you know that if it's the greatest times, they'll be by your side, and when it's the shittiest times, they'll be by your side. And those are what I consider true friends.
Gold, bro. Gold. Boom, man. And you've found yourself a real friend. You'll see, bro. Like
Alright.
once you get into my circle, like you'll see, you'll ask my girlfriend, my friends, like I'm the type of person that I go a little further and above beyond because we were talking prior, like your friends, bro, like sometimes I'm so loyal and I care so much that I'm like, yo, like do this, do that. And like some people, like they're it's not their personality. So I'm like, fuck, I should just let them do what they want to do.
No, but dude, at the same time, that just shows that you care about them. You want them to be successful. You're trying to
Yeah.
ignite a fire under their eyes. And if they're sitting around playing Xbox and you're like, hey, yo, like start reading, start writing, like do stuff that occupies your brain other than just relaxing, pretending that we're in a hurricane doing nothing.
Exactly.
You gotta put yourself out there, because if you don't do that, you're pretty much sitting duck, and you're gonna look at yourself in the mirror one day and be like, what the hell am I doing with my life?
Yeah. Man, that's beautiful, guys. Find yourself real friends that care for you, and you know who the real ones are. Like it's you deep down, you know who they are and who they're not. Surround yourself by them. On that note, we'll end the episode. Austin, great episode again, brother. Looking forward to next week.
These are always great, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, they're getting good, man, and they're gonna get better.
I like them, bro.
Yeah, bro. All right, man. I'll see you next week. See you guys later.
Have a good one.
Ever wonder what sets the winners apart from the losers? And what does it really mean to be a winner? My name is Federico, and I'm a young, successful entrepreneur passionate about sports, business, mindset, and real estate. If you are just like me and you want to crack the code to victory, then Winning Ways Podcast is made for you.